driving instructor. This is from the student perspective. If you don't know, I'm a state certified driving instructor. I teach teens and adults. Let's go ahead and get right into it. Good driving instructors are very patient. I would not have got to 23 years of teaching driver's education if I wasn't patient. I want to see all students, adults, and teens be very successful. So you got to be patient. Next, you're nice. You don't yell at them when they make mistakes. All drivers, particularly beginning drivers, make mistakes. A mistake could be using the wrong blinker. I want you to go right and you go left. I want you to reverse, but you're in drive. I want you to merge on the expressway, but you're going too slow. Trust me, these things happen all the time. They give you directions in advance. It's hard enough learning how to drive. What I've learned, you've got to be patient and let students know ahead of time. You have to repeat multiple times to let them know in advance where you're going. For example, at the light, I want you to make a left. And then you want to get them into the middle lane, turn on the blinker at the appropriate time, and then stop behind the stop line. Left turns are the most dangerous. They also use hand directions. I may say, I need you to go over here to the right. I need you to stop before the line. I need you to merge out and accelerate. I'm very animated. If you watch my content, you know that I'm very animated. I also help them determine directions. When you're being evaluated by an instructor or anyone, we're nervous and you forget things. I tell you to go right, you go left. I tell you to go left, you go right. So you've got to really just take a step back. Good instructors don't make last minute decisions. A last minute decision could be, hey, I need you to make a left here, I need you to go right here, and I need you to park. You have to repeat because students are overwhelmed by, it's called information overload, and you're overwhelmed by the traffic, people, directions, and expectations. Okay? You make conversation. I always try to make conversation with my students. I am a teacher. I'm concerned about their education, high school, college. I ask what their parents are doing to try to build that relationship. And that's important. If you've seen my content, it's about building relationships. I do visual demonstrations. I draw on a board, I draw on a piece of paper. For instance, if we're angle parking, I would draw two lines and have them split the line in half, because when we angle park or stall park, if you're too close to the right, you're going to be over the line to the right side. If you're too close to the left, you're going to be over the line to the left. So you have to demonstrate, and that is really important. You want to demonstrate in the car how they properly adjust their seat. You want them to pivot their foot between the gas and brake. We drive with our right foot only. Here in the United States, we primarily drive automatics. About less than 10% of cars are manuals. Okay, I'm a certified instructor for cars, not heavy trucks. That's another certification. So we want to teach our students to put their left foot to the dead pedal and pivot their right foot between the gas. I know this is my hand, but let's pretend this is your foot. You want to pivot your foot between the gas and brake, and you want to use the ball of your foot. A lot of students use the tip of their foot, and their foot will slip off the brake, thereby causing an accident. So you want to really get them comfortable. You want to teach them adjust your mirrors. When you get into the car, you put on your seatbelt. Then you adjust your mirrors. You sit straight up in the seat. You bring the center mirror to you. You want to square, just like if I'm looking straight, I want to square the mirror. And then I want them to adjust the driver's side, looking straight ahead, bringing that mirror inside so they can see, bringing the other mirror inside. In the classroom and also online, I use a steering wheel to demonstrate hand over hand, in, hand to hand, perhaps palming the wheel. We talk about all these things because I want them to know the correct way. There's no absolute best way to turn your steering wheel. There's 9 and 3, there's 10 and 2, and as of recently, AAA has said 7 and 5, okay? But usually accidents happen with steering because drivers get fatigued, okay? I'm very considerate, and I understand we're all human. Things pop up. I've had students drive home because Distance is a little bit more challenging. We have an ice storm right now, so you have to be flexible with your students and get them to where they need to be. That is really important. You have to tell stories relating to the concept, right? Helping them connect because many teens and adults have never been in a car. And if you've never been in a car, you really don't understand how to drive, what to do, what this lane position look like. A lot of beginning drivers hug the right side of the lane. The white line is the edge line. Some beginning drivers hug the left. Lane positioning is extremely important, and it's my job, all instructors' jobs, to teach them the right way. Okay, I am fun. I tell a lot of jokes. I have a good sense of humor. I like to meet the parents, and then I give parents or guardians feedback. Hey, your young adult did great today. They need to work on their parallel parking some. They need to work on merging on the expressway and picking up speed instead of going about 35, or going too fast on the curve, and centrifugal force will pull you to the outside edge. So, and I try to incorporate fun and humor. I've always been a funny guy because I enjoy life. And if you've looked at my content, you know that you're going to laugh. You're going to have a good sense of humor. At the end of the day, you're going to learn how to drive. Good instructors stay calm on the road. We're all human. We all get tired. So you want to stay calm. You want to give advice on how to improve. And I have students take notes. Hey, today let's work on our steering. You tend to go out too wide. I need you to turn in the nearest lane. When you turn in the nearest lane, if you're making a 90-degree turn, the nearest lane is by the curb. A lot of beginning drivers turn very wide, going into the wrong lane. And if someone is making a left turn, we're going to have an accident. So I demonstrate that to them. I give them advice on how to improve. And that's what good instructors do. I give positive reinforcement. Hey, you did really good today. Let's work on our merging on expressway. You were a little too slow coming out. I thought the speed control was really good. You stayed within the speed limit. You stayed with the flow of the traffic. I always try to find something positive to say about students because we all need positive affirmation. That is really important that we have that positive affirmation all the time. And if you have positive affirmation all the time, you want to get better. I always challenge myself as an instructor to have my next class get better than my last class. How can I improve, right? Allow students to fix their mistakes, to figure out what they did wrong. Okay, I had a young lady merging off of the expressway and she stopped and we almost got rear-ended. So instead of me screaming and yelling, I just said, you need to push the gas. There's a car behind us. Yes, the car almost hit us, but I didn't scream at her. I didn't yell at her. I didn't grab the wheel. You've got to give them patience because they don't know what's going on, right? In the classroom, you interact with students. We do Kahoot. We do Quizlet, okay? I leave time for them to work because students, as well as me, we need time to do the attendance, to set up a driving schedule. Students need time to think, hey, how are you? Students need time to think about what are they going to do to become a better driver. They ask, where are we going? We go into the neighborhood. We make 12 right turns, 12 left turns. We practice parallel parking 12 to 15 times. We do stall parking, angle parking. Once students feel secure, we go to the next level. So I always ask them, I've been a driver's ed instructor over 23 years, and I've always introduced technology, Kahoot, Quizlet, PowerPoints, different social media aspects because things change. I can't do what I did 2 months ago or last December. You always have to move forward. And I'm very passionate about driving. I love driver's education, right? I help students figure out, what did you do wrong? Well, I'm not sure. Can you please tell me? Well, you stopped in the middle of the street on a green light. or you panic when you were making a left turn. I need you to accelerate through that turn. And if you show them how, they will reach their goal, right? Good instructors use their hands to show where to turn. I want you to turn in the nearest lane. No, I mean, I got my license over 24 years ago, and taking it through the school. We had an afternoon class. It was about 6 weeks. We would do the book portion in the classroom. Then we would drive. We would drive on the range behind the school. And then it was up to our parents to get us driving time. And then after the driving time, when you're ready, you would make an appointment at the DMV. Just like a lot of schools around the country, a lot of locations around the country, there's a time for you to practice with your caregiver, right? That's extremely important. Good instructors make jokes and make you feel comfortable in the car. You have to feel comfortable in the car, because if you don't, you're going to mess up. You're going to slam the brake. You're going to barely hit the gas when we pull out. You might pull out in front of a car unknowingly. So it's my job, and it's an instructor's job, to teach them what to do, how to do, and when to do it. And when you see a student build that confidence, it's a great feeling. Next, there's no awkward silence in the car. I always try to be very energetic, show care and love to my students, encourage them, because a lot of people have not had that positive feedback for a long time. And driving is very personal. Okay, it's a very personal thing. You can't do it for your mom. You can't do it for your dad. You have to do it for you. You have to be willing to go through the course, pay your money. And just because you pay your money, driving is a privilege, not a right. So I need all of you to understand that. We use classroom games, Kahoot and Quizlet. Allow students to move around. Sitting in a car for 2 hours is a long time. Every state has different requirements. Where I'm from, it's 6 hours of driving, 4 hours of observation. You're watching someone drive, 24 hours of class, right? Okay, thank you. So it's really important that you understand, in general, what you need to do and how you need to do it. Good teachers are always positive and smiling. And it's very fulfilling, because I want my students to do their best work, right? Let's just talk quietly while you're doing your work. Okay, there's a lot of work. There's 24 hours of class. I treat it like AP, Advanced Placement Driver's Education. It is very serious. You want your students to realize the importance of it, but also you want to give them some time to interact with their friends. It's really an interesting classroom dynamics. In the car, I allow them to listen to the radio quietly. It's in the background. If we listen too loud, then we're going to end up not really paying attention, okay? In the classroom, the teacher is funny and uses diagrams and pictures. We're going to be doing an online class very soon, so it's going to be really exciting. But these are the features of a good instructor. They're just very passionate. If this brought you value, give it a thumbs up. Look at it on a replay. Subscribe to my channel. I want to say thank you for taking the time to listen to me today. Leave some comments. I love you. God bless you.